What's going on, y'all? It's your man Smash coming at you with another episode of the Smash Cast. All ears, Bucko. It's just your boy today. I got some shit that I got a lot of shit that I want to speak on right now about a very important man in my life who has just passed. But listen, before I get started on the main topic, let me just get a couple housekeeping things out the way. First and foremost, right now I'm in my room cooling with the AC on, so you hear that shit in the back. AC's on the back. It's hotter than a bitch outside, and for some reason it's humid too. So yeah. Also, listen, right quick. So from now on, right? I know Smashcast Live, Smashcast All Ears. Y'all gonna be like, what's the difference? Well, I sat down and I thought about it. Smashcast Live is more so like, as obviously we got audio with live. I mean, visual with live, audio with all ears. Live is more guest based. It's like I like to treat the two as night and day. Live is day. It's more guest based. We have people who sometimes I don't even know. Sometimes I don't even know, or I've just met a few times, or I've met once in passing, or something like that. And I just feel like they can add something to the conversation going on in the world. And generally, they'll be an artist of some sorts, like they'll have their hand in something like that. I don't just put people on, like dudes. Like I've had people, maybe jokingly, but sometimes they meant like, yo, you should have me on. Or my homies will be like, yo, you should have this person on. I'm like, yo, I don't even know this person, A, and B, they ain't even hit me up. So if I'm not wanting them on, why the fuck do you think I'm just gonna have them on? And I'm willing to get to know people and shit. Like, I mean, if I want to, I'm willing to get to know you. But if I'm not willing, I don't give a fuck. So, and for that, we'll just go into what they're about. And sometimes depending on if they're about it, will I go into stuff like politics or race or anything like that. But for the most part, we'll just keep it about them, you know. And so that's Smashcast Live. Smashcast All is something that I actually really want to build because I love live. I love doing live, but I've been doing live for a minute, and live what gets me out the house all is night. And night is when I'm up. Night, all is like there's a lot going on in today's world where people this generation, right? This new society, everything's faster. Nobody likes to take their time to just listen. I don't mean chill out. I mean listen. Like I understand, we gotta make this money, this and that, and this, but it's like you gotta listen to what people say. Like there's a lot of that not going around. Doing these podcasts, as long as I have and keeping them going, I've been forced. If I want to be a good host, to sit down and listen to what other people are saying, and I'm getting way better at it the more I do this shit, especially with this last podcast. No, this next one we got coming up on Tuesday with Devin Wood. You look at the thumbnail. Me and Isaac are sitting there zoned in on homie the whole time because I've been wanting Devin onto the podcast for a good minute, and I just didn't have the balls to ask him. And I finally got the nuts to do it, and I just wanted to hear everything he had to say. And the man was spitting knowledge the whole time about social media and whatnot. And we got into politics a little bit. I didn't want to get into it with him, and I made that clear. I didn't tell him beforehand, but I honestly did not want to. I didn't tell him like, yo, we're not talking about politics, isn't that? No, I just didn't feel like it. I didn't know he was about it either. So, like, he doesn't do that on his videos. He doesn't really talk about podcasts on his videos. On his podcast, I don't know, but that's what I'm saying though. It's like for stuff like that. So that's where all ears comes in, and I want all ears to. Part of what made the Tuesday Night Smash cast what made certain episodes so hot was because I spilled my guts, especially in the later episodes. In the 2020, in the summer 2020 episodes, like a lot of those, like staring at the sky, my second most famous before New Year's 2020 took that over. That was hot because it was a lot of gut spillage. Like I weaved a good story while also telling them how I felt about a lot of things going on at the time. So, and that's what I want all ears to be about. I need people to listen, to practice the art of listening to each other. Shut up. You'll say your point when the other person's done speaking, and you hear what they have to say, which is why I don't watch a lot of talk shows or none of that. I listen and watch mostly the podcast and videos. Like if you're talking quick, I generally don't fuck with you because that because you can talk quick, but most of the time, those people usually don't know how to listen. And especially in media today, you just want to talk quick. Just you know what I'm saying? Let's talk over each other. Let's argue this and that. But it's like, no, I'm here to have a conversation with you, and that's how I try to do this podcast. So, like these next few episodes, man, and this current one too, I got a lot of gut. I want to do these podcasts with guts coming out. You know, we'll only get personal if people want to get personal. I'm not gonna force nobody to go down no hole they don't want to. But like I said, guys, we don't give a fuck on this pod. Like we give a fuck to an extent. But for the most part, bro, you can't be scared to speak on my podcast. Like you can not want to, bro, but it's like if I will respect your desire not to do it. But you can't sit here and be like, yo, like if nigga commit. That's all I'm gonna really say on that. And that's what I want all ears to be. Like we got day with live and then night with all ears. So all ears can get dark. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I treat it, like more mature and all that. Like we get into that shit. And so that's how I want to treat it too. But anyway, I'm spending a minute on this. So in lieu of this, and right quick, you wanna know who taught me how to listen, bro? Like Joe Rogan. He's the one who I pay attention to a lot of what he does as a host, and you know it's like I know it's Joe Rogan, but it's like he listens. Like sometimes he doesn't, but most of the time like he'll let his guests speak. Like this is one episode with Jordan Peterson and Brett Weinstein, and he just lets these dudes talk. He shuts up in like I think like maybe 20 minutes straight. These two dudes just have dialogue. They're not arguing. They're not yelling. They're not screaming. Joe was just sitting there smoking. I don't think he was smoking, but he was just sitting there letting them talk, and that really like sat with me, resonated with me. It's like he's doing his job by letting these two dudes speak. Whether or not he knows how to jump in or anything like that, it don't matter. His guests are doing their own dialogue. He's giving them a platform to speak, whereas these other people are want to shut them down and yell at them and turn this off and turn that off, and just because it doesn't fit with their agenda. So while Joe's comedy doesn't resonate with me as a podcaster, like he's one of the best. I have to recognize it, and he's one of the best. Just because of his ability to shut up and listen. So, yeah, man, I think that's a very important thing that people need to learn to listen, and that's what I want to do with all ears. So that being said, guys, let me get to the main topic of this conversation. I know I'm a little late to this, and fuck it, I'm gonna talk about it now because he's this is a man who's been relevant, and he fell out for a little bit, but then Chappelle helped him come back, and I think if you know stand up, if you know entertainment, you will know who this man is. I think the general populace doesn't know who he is, and that's fine in a way because it gives the mystery and the mystique. Nor is he for everybody because he's really he's hard in the paint and shit. Like my man doesn't give a fuck. Motherfucking Paul Mooney. Motherfucking Paul Mooney, bro. Paul Mooney's dead. Paul Mooney's gone, man. Paul Mooney died like last week. Let me look this up before I fuck this up, bro. And saying it now, like saying it now, bro. Like I did give myself a minute to. I really didn't get. Hold on. Damn. He was born August 4th, 1941, and he died May 19th, 2021, in Oakland. Damn, bro. He died in Cali. Fuck it. He's got four kids. Dwayne Mooney, Simon Mooney, Shane Mooney, and Daryl Mooney. And then he's got one brother, Rudy Mooney. Damn, bros. Bro, I say it out loud right now, boss. And it's fucking with me right now. Like I just can't. I never met Paul. I never thought whether or not I was before the pandemic and all that. I never saw myself meeting him. I just didn't think that was possible. Just because I mean, he has. I don't even know when the last time he's. I didn't even know he was still doing stand up. You know what I'm saying? I thought he made his money, he did his bones, and then he got out. Like I know he's a comic through and through, but I didn't know. So, but apparently he was. Hence why he had that. He had a thing on stage where when he was performing one time, no, and he didn't show up. Yeah, he didn't show up. I was thinking of John Witherspoon. He John Witherspoon had like a stroke on stage, like a mini stroke on stage, and then they pulled him off. But Paul didn't even make it to the stage because of health complications, and I think something happened with Paul. And he didn't. He had to get off stage because of some health issues. But Paul died because of like a heart attack. let me look. I'm sorry. I hold on. Yeah, a heart attack. All right, he died of a heart attack. He died of a heart attack, and Pierre on Comedy Hype, he said basically it went down like this. He was laying in bed, and somebody in relation to Mooney, Mooney asked that person to make a sandwich. He was like, "All right, let me get me a peanut butter jelly." Homie went to go make the peanut butter jelly, and then when he got back to the room, Mooney just went. Let me tell y'all, it'd be like that. Just that quick. It'd be like that. It'd be like that, yo. There's one moment, it just happens. Flatline. You just flatline, boss. But I'm having a tough time, guys. 'Cause I just can't. I'm trying to fathom. I'm really trying to fathom because Mooney is on my Mount Rushmore comedy. He really is. He's really been one of my top five comics for a minute, and I've been trying to figure out my Mount Rushmore. It was George Carlin, number one. He really is my favorite comic of all time, and then Paul, Ari Spears, Joey Diaz, and then that fifth slot has actually rotated constantly. I mean, I know Mount Rushmore's got four heads, and I have a Mount Rushmore, but it's like if we're gonna do a top five, that fifth spot has constantly rotated. Patrice O'Neal, Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, motherfucking Gabriel Iglesias, Jeff Dunham, like early Jeff Dunham. His later shit I ain't fucking with. But like Mooney, I think I can't. I honestly can't remember when I first found out about Mooney. And Mooney, I think it was because I kept hearing his name, and I think it was when I watched Ari Spears Look Hollywood. I'm smiling for the first time, and I think because he had that whole bit about Paul Mooney going into Man TV. He's like, I've seen your show. All of you niggas have stolen from me. I've seen it. No, homie, listen. Saturday Night Live. He's like, what is it? In Living Color, Saturday Night Live. You all have stolen my shit. First you stole niggas, then you stole my material. And the thing is, I invented comedy. Nigga, I invented it. He said, no, they're not gonna hire me. They're not gonna hire me. I'm too real, homie. I'm too real. Homie, I'm too real. He said, niggas like Grin win. All the niggas like Grin win. Look at the Wayne Brady. They love that grinning nigga. That nigga grins. He said, who's the nigga? And then when he talks about Magic Johnson, they love that grinning nigga. That nigga, he has a hairdo from the 50s. Look at his smile. He has a hairdo from the 50s. They love him. He said he's got a smile from temple to temple. That nigga looks like the cat from Alice in Wonderland. I was like, holy shit. Yo. And I think that's where I first heard of homie, and then I just looked him up, and I seen all this shit about Paul, and then like there's not a lot of shit about Paul, man. There's like I think there's like five. I haven't seen many recorded videos of Paul Mooney, just because of what's out there, man. I've tried to see his stand up. Like I know he's got Race, Masterpiece, and God Bless America. His four specials, two albums, one actual special. And I was just like, two of them niggas is from the '90s. All right, Race is from '93, Masterpiece is from '94, and then God Bless America is from 2014. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, what's up, Paul? And he was blacklisted. He was blacklisted. That's why he doesn't have a lot of shit on. And then I know he's got that one taping of that one shit. He's like analyzing white America. And then he had another bit. Like he's had there's not many videos of him from what I've seen on YouTube. But I try to collect whatever Paul Mooney material I can, bro. And I've watched and listened to his shit so many times. And sometimes he repeats material, but that's what you're gonna do as a comic. Analyzing White America wasn't that funny to me, bro. Like I mean, it was funny, but compared to his other work, bro, I cannot tell you within these last few months how many times I've listened to Race. I can't even tell you how many times these last few years I've listened to Race and Masterpiece, God Bless America, bro. Like, I've listened to all them shits, especially God Bless America, in 2018 alone, maybe 6 times, bro. Like, bro. Like, them shits, I'll give them shits a break for a few months and then go back to it, bro. Them shits is forever funny to me, bro. Like, I say nigga I say nigga 100 times before breakfast. It makes my teeth white, bro. That shit is genius, bro. He said nigga. I was like, yo, that shit was funny, bro. He said, and then that was in Race. That was in Race, bro. My favorite album. My favorite album was Race, bro. Race was too fucking funny. And then the Masterpiece, he had that cotton picking auditions where he was talking about how black people were built the best from God to handle slavery. And he was like, oh, Mexicans kept picking oranges. He said, cotton, amigo, cotton. Mexicans kept picking oranges. That's just blatant racism, bro. Bro, bro, that shit had me sickly dickly, bro. I wasn't ready for none of that. And bro, like I listen to Paul. I listen to Paul's work, bro, and when I was starting stand up, Paul instilled in me. It was Paul and then Joey Diaz, but Paul was the found. Okay, Carlin taught me not to give a shit about what I say. But even then, I still had some trepidation because Carlin, at the end of the day, is still a white dude, and he said nigger, and he said nigga, and he has in a few of his specials, but he was still a white dude at the end of the day. So he couldn't just do blatant racism, and he knew it, and he knew how to dance around it and shit. So Paul didn't give a fuck what he said about anybody. Carlin was talking mostly about businesses and society and whatnot. Paul was always talking about white America. And white America doesn't like to be fucked with. If you're white, you can fuck with white America. But if you're black, you ain't got the nigger. That's what you is to them nigger. You ain't nothing to white America, bro. And Paul, what he did for years was tell white people what's up. Like highway patrol. That whole bit about highway patrol is enough to tell you his whole story and how he sees this shit, bro. But it's like, but that's what Paul. So Paul and Paul and George really instilled in me this freedom in stand up. Like I really should not be afraid to say whatever the fuck I gotta say. Like they taught me that, and then Joey Diaz came in and he basically said, "Yo, you get up there, you gotta own it. Like don't give a fuck." And then Joey came in and reinforced it, and he said, "Own it." And Joey went in front. I mean, he followed Paul all the time at when he was doing comedy. He says it mad times on the podcast that Mooney was his education, like a lot of the times because he kept following him, and like it's the freedom that all of these men had, especially at a time where they were basically not allowed to be free especially under the certain circumstances where, like, in the '90s when Paul shot those specials, all that shit was going down, you know, with race and everything, and for him to just get up and say, "Yo, fuck out of here," like this is what's up. I think was important. Now let me not try to speak on shit that I don't know about, like what really went down in the '90s and all that. But I just want to talk about like what this man meant to me, because to know that Paul, that's what he was, man. To me, just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to stand up there and speak the truth. Like, don't be afraid to take shit from anybody. And if you're gonna talk your shit, bro, you gotta come correct. You gotta know what you're talking about. And try to be funnier than a motherfucker. Because if you're not, you're gonna get your ass kicked. And Paul knew what he was doing, man. He knew exactly what he was doing. Like, Paul got blacklisted from Hollywood. Like you never saw this nigga. He only has three specials, and I don't even know how the fourth one, how the third one was made, bro. And then analyzing White America, you don't even hear about that one. So like this dude is spitting all this game and spitting all this shit about White America, and then White America said, "All right, nigger, get the fuck out of here." That's what they said to him, and then he tried, and then Chappelle bought him back with what's it called with Chappelle's show, Negro Damas, Ask a Black Guy. He paid respect to the man before him because he knew what. But first of all, Paul and Dave, they go hand in hand. It's just like I think Paul is a softer version. I mean, I think Dave is a softer version of Paul. I just want to say because Paul will just be bare bones straight in your face. Dave will try to ease you into it. He'll fuck with you and then ease you and then pull you out of it to analyze shit. And then I think the best mesh of the two was Patrice O'Neal. Like, I think he did the best job. He was like the closest thing to a hybrid of Dave and Paul that you can get. But Paul, like, he knew what he was doing and he knew what it was gonna cause him, but he said, fuck it. Being right is better than being rich. Letting people know what's up is more important than being famous. And every comic's got the way they go about things. Every comic, I mean, you don't. I ran into a stint with, I won't name them, and they basically said, like, yo, man, like, we, with some other comics, I ran into a stint with them, and they were thinking about their careers. And I was like, guys, like, you guys are comics. For you to kowtow to the cancel culture is some bullshit. I understand that you guys that's what you want. I understand. I really do, and I respect it. But these are the people that are trying to censor you and your people. And if they win, boss, that's it for us. What the fuck are we gonna laugh at, my nigga? What the fuck are we gonna laugh at, boss? Fucking floor chairs? Like I don't get it. What are we gonna laugh at, my nigga? Like because y'all want to be y'all want to be squeaky clean and shit like that. You want to get your career? Like, come on, boss. And I'm trying to be as respectful as I can because I understand that not every comic wants to go down the same path. Like some comics don't care, other comics do care, and it's really up to perspective. Like it's the same. It's the same. Everybody's got their own journey and shit, but it's like Paul just the fact that he was willing to put his neck on the line for us. I think it should be recognized and celebrated, frankly, for everything, because I just like, I mean, I don't know if there's anybody like, I mean, come on, bro. Like, I honestly think without Paul Mooney, we wouldn't have Dave Chappelle. Without Paul Mooney, we wouldn't have the Boondocks. Like, the Boondocks literally pulled how many jokes from Paul Mooney, bro? Like, what, bro? It's like one of Uncle Ruckus's famous moments is saying, I say nigga 8 times before breakfast. Shit, I'm making 9. Nigga. I was like, that's a Paul Mooney joke, bro. Part of that nigga's charm is comes from Paul's commentary on white people, bro. Like without that nigga, bro, I don't think we would have a lot of shit. Like, and I've been wanting to say this shit too, bro. Like, you see that there's a meme going around where it's like 9 different black comics, and it's like one guy. He said, "What is it? What is it? One's gotta go." Like, what is it, like 2 can stay, one's gotta go, some shit like that. And I just look at this shit, bro, and it'll be some shit like Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart, Bernie Mac, Paul, like not even, and Paul Mooney's like gotta be the only motherfucker not on that list, bro. Red Fox, Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, all these old the famous OGs, bro. And I just look at this and I'm just like, why would I do this? Kevin Hart's the only nigga I can kick off this list, bro. And that's not even my bias towards Kev, like biased against Kevin, bro. Because it's like Kev right now is, even though I don't think he ain't been funny since I was in high school, bro. But I mean, his contribution to comedy, putting using his fame, using his celebrity in leverage of comics, bro. Of younger comics, I think is important. Fuck the whole. Oh, he was the first comic to sell. He's the biggest comic ever. I don't care about that. That's great, boss. I care more that he's giving back to his people. Like there's a dude, James Camacho, who I met about twice, and he just got on Kev's show, where it's like DoorDash for comics. I forget the name of the show, bro, but some shit, and Lyft for comics, some whatever. And he's putting these comics on, bro, and it's like without, because Kev is the only one I can let go because he's the earliest he's the newest comic, not the earliest. He's the latest comic. Without the other comics, the earlier comics, Eddie, Richard, Red, motherfucking Dave, Chris Rock, like all them dudes, bro. Without all them dudes, you literally would not have the same lineage, foundation. Like these men have paved the way so so that Kevin can do what the fuck he's doing. Kev don't tell the same jokes as he used to. Kevin don't. He honestly doesn't. He I mean that's the whole thing. Like if you know, you know. I don't give a shit. I don't want to get into it, but it's like, and I mean like he doesn't tell the same jokes as these guys. These guys went hard in the paint. They didn't give a fuck. Eddie with his faggots. Dave killing them softly. For what it's worth. Red for his other shit. Richard talking about fucking cocaine and freebasing and all that shit, bro. Like, without these men to pave the way for the next generation, bro, we would not have who we have, bro. And whether or not you think they funny, bro, you have to recognize the contribution that these men have, which is why I get pissed that people like Paul ain't on the list. Because without Paul, Richard would not have a lot of the success that he's had. Paul was a contributing factor to Richard's life. Like, Richard had the talent. He did. He was a mad talented dude, bro. But without that second hand, bro, who was Paul? Richard. I don't want to disrespect him. I call him Richie. I don't even know if he like being called Richie. Richard wouldn't have been where he was. That's how I feel, bro. And when Richard was banging out, Paul was helping him. So they was helping each other. That was his boy. They were boys. So it's like, come on now, man. And then there's that other shit, man, where it's like, where it's just like four of them. Where that other meme where it's like Dave, Chris, Eddie, and for some stupid ass no, it's like Dave, Chris, Kevin, and then for some stupid ass reason Tyler Perry will be there, and it's just those four. It's like pick one. It's like three can stay, one gotta go. And I look at this shit, I'm like, Kev still got dip. Kevin still gotta go, my nigga. Like, because I don't fuck with none of Tyler Perry's movies and shit. I don't fuck with that nigga's agenda. I don't fuck with that nigga at all, bro. The only thing I fuck with that he does is employ his people. He does. I have to recognize that. He employs his people. All of his movies involve primarily black cast. Yes, a lot of shit is just some Jesus transvestite mumbo jumbo or some rhetoric about how the black woman is the greatest woman there is and bald headed niggas this and that, whatever the fuck, boss. I don't I don't fuck with his agenda, but I do fuck with the fact that he's employed a lot more people than a lot of other comics. I mean, not comics. That nigga ain't no stand up. A lot of other black folks, black celebrities. So yeah, man. I mean that's the honest truth, bro. It's like it's not that one was just a throwaway though. I don't give a fuck about that one. I just wanted to speak on that one. But to say like all these other comics or this and that, like without Paul, a lot of these motherfuckers would not be where they are. Especially in the early 2000s, we would not have gotten such great comedy that we had without Paul. And people don't recognize Paul like Paul ain't in the spotlight like that. After this man died, I haven't heard nothing. If he was a rapper, he'd be everywhere. But he a whole comic who was already in the underground and shit, and that man wasn't even underground. Like it's like nobody. I didn't hear nothing about nothing. If you were a comic, if you knew about Paul, you felt something. You felt something, boss. Like like honestly, bro, to know that Paul Mooney that when he died, bro, it fucked me up. I was fucked up for the whole day. I was just like, shit, man. Shit. Because this is one of my comedy icons, bro. This is one of my comedy. This is the Godfather of comedy, boss. Like, there will never be another Paul Mooney. Especially in today's soft, squishy faggot culture. There will never be another one. Because people are too afraid, comics are too afraid to go against the grind, to go against the grain. Like Carlin, as much as he didn't give a fuck, he was still white at the end of the day. Paul, a black man in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, in the early 2000s, early 2000s, late 90s was, they accepted a lot easier, bro. But in the 70s, 80s, early 90s, bro, saying what he said, boss. How he was still alive is a fucking miracle. And that nigga Pierre on Comedy Hype, he also said Paul was like Cowtown to the white folks and shit. Like, while also off stage he was talking, on stage he was talking shit. Off stage he was like, yes, thank you, y'all's boss. That's how he was like an Uncle Tom or some sorts. I was like, I don't fucking know, boss. That part I can't speak on, bro. I can just speak on what happened on stage. I can only speak on what I seen, bro, and what I know. If he was like that, bro, then he still had the balls to say what he said. I defend Cosby's work. That nigga raped a whole business office of women, bro. But I defend his comedy. I have to. Without that man Cosby, we wouldn't be where we are. No matter how you feel about it, it's a fact. We would not. So it's just like there will never be another there will never be another. We got another Cosby, bro. That's that motherfucking. That's that nigga Tyler Perry. That's that Cosby. No, but and for the occasion, I got some white cake with some chocolate icing on it. Y'all can't see it, but this shit right here. Ain't got no sugar in it. It's a sugar-free white cake with sugar-free frosting. What the fuck? Let me say this too. Let me address this. Two things. Some spongy cake. Joey had Joey Diaz had Richard Pryor's first wife. I want to say it was his first. I forget, but it was the one. She was the one who was there through all of his bullshit. The Irish one, and she spoke on Paul. She spoke on Paul and Cosby for a little bit. Basically, what she said about Cosby was just like Richard was black on the outside and he was black on the inside. Cosby was black on the outside, white on the inside. That's really what she said. So, yeah, that nigga Cosby was a whole coon. Uh, she said about I know that shit with Paul, man. You know what I mean? If you know Paul, you know about them gay allegations, my nigga. Like Paul, Paul, he ain't gay. And I seen that interview with his sons. I didn't know they was twins, but they look just like their father. They was like they sweared up and down to God and Satan, bro, that their father was not gay. And then they was like, now is he bisexual? That's a different question. But he is not gay. They said swore up and down he was not gay, but they was like, if he is now, is he bisexual? That's a different question. And them niggas did not ask that shit. And I do think he's bisexual. I mean, because then Joey Diaz, that Richard's ex-wife, who was on Joey Diaz's podcast, she basically confirmed Richard thought a mouth's a mouth. He was like, she was like, a mouth is a mouth to Richard, and I'm like, okay. And then you had that shit with Richard's son, where Paul fucked Richard's son and that shit. And that nigga didn't deny nothing. He said, son, we gotta move past it, this and that. Basically, he said everything but no. You know, people don't even know how to lie anymore. They just try to move past it. Like that nigga Nick Cannon still ain't say no. You know what I'm saying, Nick? You still ain't say no, you gay motherfucker. Fuck Nick Cannon. You do all this shit for the gays, right? And then you get your dick sucked, bro. And or what was it? No. You sucked his dick, right? And then you just say no and shit, bro. You say no, but then you an ally for the gays, right? Women this, women that, gay this, gay that, right? Get the fuck out of here, bitch. And then you talk about drugs and shit. He on drugs and shit. Fuck you, nigga. That nigga needed help. And the least he could have done was suck his dick again, bro. Nick Cannon's my satisfaction. I couldn't believe it when I heard that shit, bro. I couldn't believe it, bro. How you say that shit on tape, bro? He said Nick Cannon's my satisfaction. Damn, Orlando, he didn't give a fuck. He said fuck Raven, fuck Nick, fuck all of them. That shit had me sick, bro. Nah, but anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, this is almost done. Great. What was I talking about? Uh, oh yeah. Paul. Yeah. So I think Paul's bi, bro. He's not gay. He's bi. And fuck it. It is what it is. He sucked Richard's dick and fucked his son. That's some gangster shit. That's some gangster shit. You sucked the father's dick and then fucked his son. Paul, what, nigga? Nigga wanted to see the prior so bad that he went for the booty. That's crazy, Paul. Like, what, my nigga? Like, Paul. Paul, you sucked the father's dick and then fucked the son. That's crazy, bro. crazy, bro. I can't fathom this shit, bro. It's like this nigga sucked the father's dick and then fuck the son. And Richard Pryor's son is an ugly nigga, boss. Like I shot him before he lost the weight, boss. Like, damn. It's an ugly nigga, bro. I don't yeah, it look like Reggie from Boondocks. Jesus Christ. Oh, man, but yeah, so I mean, if he's bi, bro, it is what it is. And listen, I said on an earlier podcast, boss, that what was it like episode 46 of the Tuesday Night Smashcast, bro. I said Paul, like, cause this is when that shit was live. Like this is like 2019. Paul, like that shit with Paul and Richard's son came out, and that's actually when Paul started ducking from comedy clubs and shit. That's when he went under to avoid all the press and shit. And this nigga and I said, I didn't want the gays having that win for Paul because I didn't like how they was acting. I didn't like how they was acting. I was like, you niggas don't deserve this because of all this cancel. Bro, that's when cancel culture was really, really catching steam, bro. Like that's when it really caught steam. It was like 2019, bro, 2018, bro. I said, yo, y'all niggas don't deserve this win, bro. Cause fuck y'all. What the fuck is all this shit? You trying to lock everybody up. And I said that. I was just like, yo, and frankly, do I still want to have? I mean, do I feel differently about it now that time is different? Yeah, I do. I do feel it differently. I'm like either way, you can have the win or you can't. Paul never admitted to it, so it is what it is. This nigga took that shit to the grave. This nigga took that shit to the grave, bro. He took that gay shit to the grave. He took that gay shit to the grave, boss. I gotta be quiet. Niggas is sleep. I'm sorry. He took that gay shit to the grave, bro. I'm done. I'm dead, bro. He took that gay shit to the grave. I'm gonna laugh harder later, bro. He took that gay shit. I can't stop, bro. This is a nigga who really took that gay shit. Like, niggas these days will just come out as gay just to come out as gay, bro. Whether they be gay or not, they do it for publicity and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, porn stars been doing it. Most of them is gay, bro, apparently. But they just, or some of them will just do gay porn just for the extra money, which makes sense. But it's like, this nigga, like, but I don't think I ever hear that many stories about niggas taking they gayness to the grave. So it's like, this nigga Paul really took his shit to the grave. That's just funny, bro. I'm an honest man, bro. I don't think I could take anything to the grave, bro. It's gonna come out sooner or later, some way, somehow. I don't know. I don't know, man, but that's a strong nigga, bro. He never admitted to it himself. That's crazy. That's real crazy. That's funny as shit to me. This nigga took that shit to the grave. I can't. I mean, I don't care about that anymore. Whether or not I don't care anymore. I mean, niggas think I'm homophobic. I'm not homophobic. I just don't like a lot of shit that them niggas do. But that's a different topic for another day, boss. Like, I mean, I don't care either way. They get the win, they don't. I think, I mean, we don't know, man. Paul's dead. I say just on the topic of people holding on to their gayness till death, I think should be discussed. But whether or not he was gay, I mean, just let's not. I mean, the nigga's dead, man. He just died like 2 weeks ago. Like, let it rock, man. Just chill. Just chill, man. Like niggas. The Michael Jackson died like 12 years ago, bro. And niggas came out making jokes about it, and he came back into the news with another rape allegation. Like the nigga's been dead 10 years. The nigga's been dead 12 years. If you, it's 2021, boss. If you still making Michael Jackson jokes, just beat it. I said that joke in 2019, boss. It was the cock and the walk. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. That joke was funnier than a motherfucker. So, yeah, bro. I mean, I'm gonna start wrapping this shit up in a little bit. But yeah, bro, like that I mean, that's a big thing, man. Just I know Paul. I know that whole gay shit with Paul came out. That whole bi shit with Paul and everything, and I just want to say, man, it's like that bi shit aside. Paul Mooney as a comedian, there will never be another one. I don't think. For a black comic these days to do what he did and like come out on top. I don't think that's I think everybody's so if there is one, bro, he's not getting famous. He's not gonna stop doing what he's saying, bro. He's just not gonna get famous. And why am I saying he and not she? Because a female can say it. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this, boss. Women are not as inclined to speak on wild shit as men are. That's just facts. Men, if a man says it, that's different. It hits different, and especially if a man, a black man, says it with the conviction that Paul said, the energy that Paul said it in, like the enthusiasm, the like. I mean, I'm not talking about like, oh, you gotta say it just like Paul. No, I mean, match the energy, bro. The energies, multiple that Paul had. I don't. Like Paul didn't. Paul got blacklisted, bro, and he his fame was limited. His fame was real limited to comedy diehards and shit like that. And so when for a comic this day and age, bro, to at least gather some following, doing like what Paul did, bro, I think it's special. And if I find homie, and if he comes into the light, bro, I hope that he gets it, bro, because just like this shit ain't it, bro. This shit ain't it. Like I miss Paul, bro. Like I love Paul. Let me see. Is there anything else? Yeah, man. I don't think I got anything else. I just, I mean, I'm upset. I wish I was able to meet Paul at least one point in my life. I just don't. I don't think it was gonna happen. How old was he? I think it's gonna fucking. I gotta do this myself. 79. Oh, he was 79. Okay. Yeah, man. I wish I could have met him at least once in his life to tell him, like, Paul, like, you really taught me like to not give a fuck and to know what I'm talking about whenever I speak. If I'm gonna speak my shit, I need to know. I need to back up what I say, bro. And that's really what you gather from Paul. Paul was an educated man. He knew what he was talking about. Just about everything he said was facts. Everything that wasn't hyperbolic or like a joke, there was always some truth behind what he said, bro. Always some sort of truth. So, no matter how out there it was, and Paul, man, I love you, and I wish you the best, boss. Like, I wish you the best. Nigga, go on, man. It's just, I'm gonna miss you, boss. Yeah, man, that's it. That's it, boss. Just recognize who Paul was, bro. Anyway, I want to thank y'all very much for listening to this episode of Smash. I just feel like there's more I could say, but honestly, I just feel like I'd be rambling. I just don't, man. I just don't. And anyway, thank y'all very much for listening to this episode of the Smash Cast All Ears. This has been your man and Smash. Follow the podcast, YouTube and Smash, IG, Cast Smash All Ears. And yeah, that's really, I mean, follow the other podcasts, YouTube and Smash, IG and Smash live. Cast Smash Live, Cast Smash, and Smash 6. And then also, got a TikTok. It's just to promote the podcast, but sometimes I put some bullshit on there, bro. TikTok and Smash 6. I want to thank y'all very much for listening. Please like, subscribe, share, and tell your people, bro. Tell your people who the fuck we are, bro. Who the fuck's coming through, bro. We got more episodes for y'all coming soon. I want to thank y'all very much for listening. Take care. See you. Smash out.